When we work on a laptop, we get distracted every 40 seconds, according to author of Hyperfocus, Chris Bailey. And I have been aware and mindful of the number of distractions I face daily, and I thought it was about time that I actually managed my distractions better. In this video, I am going to cover 3 things: where to focus, when to focus, and limiting and managing distractions. But first, if you're anything like me and you like to read, but you're tight on time, and you've picked a book up in the past and you want to come back to it, but you want to be able to get to the key points nice and quickly, maybe refamiliarize yourself with them and even apply them to your day-to-day. Well, I use an app called Shortform for this, and I want to demonstrate how I use this in my day-to-day in this video.
Shortform is a platform that provides summaries of non-fiction books, articles, and other educational content. The app condenses key ideas and insights from these sources into concise and easily digestible formats. And there's a huge number of categories to choose from, and you can see that if you explore the app.
Hi, if you're new here, I am Jill, and this channel is all about trying to do life right with more of a focus on work life. So if you like the content, you like the vibe, it's relevant to you, hit the like button and please subscribe. This really depends on you. You might have a setup that works optimally with your workflow. You have a spot that you work 100% of the time. Or you might be like me and you like to move around. I like to follow the natural light. If I'm starting to work in the morning, if I'm starting to focus in the morning, the sun rises at the back of my house and I sit at the dining room table and I get those early rays in the morning. In the evening, if I want to catch the sunset, I sit here and I work alongside the sunset, or there's times I work alongside low light. And then there's other times during my workday, I have an office and I work within those 4 walls without any window, but still, to focus, I can either put the AirPods on and I can close the door. Everybody has a different spot that works for them. Wherever it is, I have set it up in such a way that I wanted to be as distraction-free as possible. And at home, this is very easy for me because we have decorated in a very minimalistic way, focusing on lots of space and lack of clutter. And that has transferred across into my desk setup, which I have set up as efficiently as possible. To deliver on this minimal but efficient setup, I have based it off an M4 iPad Pro, 11 inches, baseline specs, and alongside that, attached to the back, I have a new wireless charging stand from Kuxui. Kuxui? Not sure how to say that, but great stand. Just feels like it's really good quality, it's really stiff to move, and it fits in really well with kind of the aesthetics and the minimal look of the setup. Alongside that, I have a Logitech MX Keys Mini in white and a Logitech MX Anywhere 3S, what a mouthful, mouse, and that kind of completes this setup. If you're interested in the Kuxui stand, and I would definitely recommend it because it is just so nice with the setup, check out the links in the description along with the discount code. In work, I recently changed my desk setup. All of us in work, most of us, 90% of us, work off dual screen Dell monitors. Some people even have the 3 set up with their laptop open as well. And I've had this for a while now, but the monitors just scream to have something on them, which then demands my attention away from whatever it is I'm trying to focus on. So I've taken them away and I'm now laptop only. My company supplied Windows laptop on my desk at work. And I think this is much better. I've done this for about 2 weeks now and it seems to be working. The idea here is I just want to be able to focus on the one thing, and taking the monitors away has definitely supported that. In a more recent video, a physical therapist actually commented on my bad posture. So this has made me really aware of that now, and I should probably actually act on it now. But with that in mind, I actually purchased with my own money a Moft laptop carry sleeve, okay? It's really nice, it's a lovely color, it's Misty Cove, and it doubles up as an invisible stand, and it raises up to a 15% height and a 25% angled height. Definitely recommend it. There's no wobble, it's actually really good, and it kind of completes the set. At home, I use my iPad as my laptop only device, and despite iPads being quite an easy device to distract you with all of the access to the different apps that you may have on there, I find it actually quite easy to focus on the one thing. I have set it up in such a way that it aligns with my workflow and work with all of the apps that I need access to on the home screen. And using the focus shortcuts, they could help with this as well and add that additional layer of protection from distractions. But I don't get a lot of value from using them actually, because I have set my iPad up in such a way that it is aligned with productivity and less focused on entertainment or social media. So I do use focus modes, but in a very light touch way. I have a Jill at work. It literally changes the wallpaper to like a branded, my company branded wallpaper, a version of that. And then I've got Jill at home, which changes to a much more relaxed landscape version of a tree in the dark background. And that kind of just indicates I'm at home now, I'm not at work. You know, get rid of that mindset. In the afternoon, at work, in my office, during that period when we all get a wee bit sleepy after lunch, when you're not as productive as you would like, I intentionally switch over more, if possible, depending on the task that I'm trying to do. If I can do it on my iPad and it's not something that I'm restricted to doing on my company supplied laptop, I will close down the laptop and I will focus on the task using my iPad. Whenever I do this, I'm usually like standing up, I'm usually pacing around the office, I have a sit-stand desk, you know, I like to move, and it works so much better with the iPad living in its folio case. Usually during this afternoon slump, I've already done the big productivity tasks in the morning, but now I'm usually in review mode, planning mode, reading whatever communications, emails, Teams, messages, anything like that that I've scheduled in to do in that afternoon. I do it within that afternoon slump. Then there are those exceptional times when I just need to get out of those four walls in my office. It's lonely, it's quiet, or else it's been busy and too many people have come to see me. And I'm not saying that that is a bad thing, because that is a main part of my job. I go to my favorite coffee shop and I use the iPad and I focus on the task at hand. And strangely, I don't know, the coffee shop vibes, the atmosphere, whatever it is, it just does wonders for my productivity. When to focus is step 0 in Hyperfocus, the book written by Chris Bailey. And Bailey suggests that before we focus, we should think about for when we should focus and for how long. And I have struck a balance with this for when to focus and for how long. And it's fluid, it's flexible. And what I mean by that, so at home, I don't have a structure. In the morning, if the kids are playing, and they tend to play really well together in the morning, and they don't want interruption, they don't want mummy's attention. So I sit down wherever the natural light is, and if it's a lovely day, I'll do that in the dining room. And I will have a green tea, open the iPad, and start to focus on my day. In work, it is structured. I have to safeguard my time. I have a slot at 9:15 until 11, and that is when I get my biggest task done, the most essential tasks that I need to get done for that day. According to Bailey, he suggests that choosing how long to focus for is simple. You know how long you can focus for. I know how long I can focus for before I lose the will. But I've never thought about it like this before. And he has said, choosing how long you focus should not put you off focusing tomorrow. So don't choose a ridiculous amount of time to focus on the task, because it is just going to put you off focusing tomorrow. And we want it to be a daily habit. So make it a duration of time that works for you, that works in line with how long you can focus on a task for, whether that's, you know, a level of concentration or whether it aligns with your schedule. Another point he makes is to schedule the time to focus based on the tasks that you need to accomplish. And this is so true for me. So first of all, if we take a different scenario, so a content creator, an entrepreneur, I imagine, so say you are publishing a video once a week, I imagine that the goals that you have set yourself will require the same amount of focus every day to achieve your goal. In my role as a customer services director, this is fluid. I either have big tasks or I have small tasks, or I have a lot of FaceTime that I need to do with different peers, and my time for focus is different day to day. In my calendar, it's structured, it's the same because I need to safeguard that time, but in reality, day to day, it's different, and I actually quite prefer that. Limiting and managing distractions. Bailey suggests that a distraction is anything that diverts our attention from the task at hand, and distractions that we can control are manageable. We pick the place, we turn off the notifications, we close the door, we put our AirPods in, we get into that zone for deep flow work, or hyperfocus, as Chris Bailey calls it, and we get the thing done. But there are distractions that we can't control, and we need to be able to manage them. And those distractions that I can't control, the majority of time, I need to give my time to them. I'm a manager, so managing my people and giving them my time fundamentally is the main part of my role. And with that, there are plenty of distractions daily that are completely unplanned that I need to give my time to. And Bailey suggests that if we just keep our original purpose in mind, we can easily come back to it whenever we're ready to come back to it. And I do that simply by just going back to my to-do list and going back to the top of the list. What was the thing that I was working on? However, there are times when I forgot what I was doing. Okay, and this is because something has diverted my attention, something unplanned has come my way, and I'm multitasking. I'm trying to do different things at once. I'm trying to do the new thing, but I'm trying to get back to the thing that I was just doing, and I'm probably trying to close out whatever the distraction is that has been unplanned and has come my way in the first place. So very quickly, I add these to my to-do list. So say I stop all those things, those 3 things I'm trying to do, stop it, stop everything, open my to-do list, and I write those 3 things down. It might only take a minute or 2 minutes or seconds to complete each of these things. It might be really, really small, but they are important and urgent, and that's why I'm having to do them at that time. But so I don't lose track and go down a rabbit hole, I write these 3 things down at the top of my to-do list, and it keeps me aligned with what I need to do. Tick, tick, tick. Get back to the original purpose, which should be the one just below that, which was originally at the top of my to-do list. Bailey also suggests to manage your distractions before you focus, and to be more intentional with how you manage your distractions. So for me, my main form of distractions, which I've touched on a wee bit already, Teams messages is the biggest contender for distraction there, and then unplanned visits to my office. I have an open door policy. I want to remain approachable so that anybody can come and see me whenever they want. Okay, that is a main thing for me that I will never change. And Teams messages, I manage this quite easily, strangely, but I understand it is a very hard thing to manage. Okay, but I treat it very simply, the same way I treat WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a messaging service that is very popular in the UK. And you could be part of groups that you get ping, ping, ping all day long, and I meet most of them. But the message that I have, under your profile, I say, if it's urgent, text me, okay? Because I am not going to go in and read my WhatsApps. I will get to them when I get to them, and I treat Teams like that too. I will get to them when I get to them. Another big distractor is emails for a lot of people, and we all know this. Email notifications. Simple way, take the email notification off your desktop so that it doesn't pop up whenever you get a new email. That's the first thing. But the other thing is schedule time in for your day whenever you want to review your emails. So again, this isn't a big problem for me because I can easily just stay away from those distractions. But I do have, as a safeguard, I do have a slot at just around lunchtime, around 12, and a slot in the afternoon around 4. And this just reminds me to go in and check my inbox, quick scan for anything urgent that needs acted upon or progressed, there and then, or planned in there and then. Otherwise, it gets swept up during my email review on a Friday. Thank you so much for watching, And if you think you will get value out of that platform Shortform that I have demonstrated throughout this video, and I hope to continue to do that in future videos, you can get a 5-day free trial by clicking on the special link in my description and noted here just below, but you will also get a discounted annual subscription. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.